Welcome to the Defense and Aerospace Report. I'm Vago Muradian. We recently headed down to Norfolk, Virginia to cover NATO Allied Command Transformation's annual Chiefs of Transformation Conference, a gathering of innovators from across the alliance. We spoke with Robert Siegfried, Managing Director of Aditerna, a German modeling and simulation services company, about how the company is helping the alliance dramatically speed modeling and simulation for training.
My name is Robert Siegfried. I'm actually the Managing Director of Aditerna GmbH, a Munich-based small company providing M&S modeling and simulation services to the German Armed Forces and NATO. So we're trying to help our German Armed Forces and NATO to better utilize their M&S resources, to advance the state of their modeling and simulation capabilities, and also represent the German Armed Forces in various NATO task groups. So I'm currently having the honor and pleasure to share the NATO modeling and simulation as a service efforts. It's a huge effort that we started about 4 years ago, and which attracted roughly 16 to 20 nations and 120 subject matter experts over the last few years, where we try to define M&S as a service and make sure the nations are interoperable in this new M&S as a service ecosystem. And that's also what we are going to show today here at the Chiefs of Transformation Conference 2017. A huge challenge for NATO and nations is usually to put together simulation environments for training, for analysis, for decision support. Usually we have to use multiple simulation systems and put them together into a coherent simulation environment. Up to today, this takes a lot of resources in terms of time, money, and personnel. The average time to set up a simulation environment for training is 18 months. So with a rapidly changing security environment, this is far too long. And this is why we came up with M&S as a service as a new concept to reduce the preparation time and to simplify the execution of simulation environments. So basically to shorten the time cycle for preparation and to reduce the number of subject matter experts that are required to deploy, execute, and run a simulation environment. We're still in the initial process. We're down to a few months. And what we reduced a lot is the deployment and execution time, which is basically with a push of a button. So once you have pre-configured your whole simulation environment, it's just one push of a button in our tool set, and then everything, all the simulation systems, all the middleware, everything you need is deployed on demand to a cloud infrastructure and executed. So it takes something between 10 seconds and a minute to instantiate a whole simulation environment. With M&S as a service, we have reduced the time for preparing a simulation environment for training exercises from 18 months to a few months, and the actual execution time, the time that you really need to set up the simulation environment and execute it, from days and weeks to minutes. So what we are showcasing here is EternalSRP. It's a solution that our company is providing for M&S as a service and for training management. So this solution is basically interesting for all training centers around NATO and our global partners. So we're working with initial customers in Europe. We have US customers that are interested. We're looking forward to the Army mission training commands and all the other training centers around NATO and our partner nations. The company really has two legs. One part is the M&S as a service and our product EternalSRP that provides this M&S as a service capabilities. The other part is consulting. So what we're doing a lot is providing consulting services, subject matter expertise to the German Armed Forces, but also to other non-defense customers in terms of project management, complex IT projects, big data analysis, data warehouse stuff, smart recommendations. So we now start working in the AI area, machine learning, etc. So it's moving from the traditional data warehousing efforts more to the current up-to-date machine learning stuff. So a huge topic will be anything that's data-driven. So we have more data available than ever before, and the challenge will be to kind of analyze this data, make some smart recommendations, and to assess what this data can tell us. So anything that's related to data analysis, machine learning, AI will be a huge field, and it will have an impact on modeling and simulation as well. We're working with the first customers to field the system. So in 1 year's time, I would like to see this system in operational use, and at least for a few customers. We're also working with NATO to use the system in their training centers. We're working with the M&S COE to use the system. So there are a lot of opportunities, and there are a lot of interested users. And as I said, in 1 year's time, I would like to see this in operational use.